I got robbed last night or something, and I don't know, I just woke up in a parking lot. My pants were stolen off me, and I have a black eye.
Okay, and you woke up in a parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna pull over here. Yeah, okay.
All my numbers were in my cell phone. Don't really have any numbers memorized or anything.
Has this ever happened to you before where you blacked out and...
No.
Do you have a drug problem?
No.
Use rock or anything?
No.
How many drinks do you think you would have had?
About 10.
Do you think maybe you should cut back on drinking?
Welcome to Vancouver's downtown east side, where an extraordinary squad of police officers engage in an ongoing battle to keep control of one of the toughest beats anywhere in North America.
Police, we're coming in!
In Vancouver's downtown east side, law and order lies in the hands of the Beat Enforcement Team, a police unit who patrol a neighborhood devastated by poverty, crime, and addiction.
The injection site is half a block down. You could be doing that there. It's just going to be crazy tonight.
The area is also home to methadone clinics, needle exchange centers, and North America's first legal supervised injection site, where addicts are permitted to use drugs like heroin under medical supervision.
So the guy's fixing right there. See, he's injecting heroin right now.
For the police who work the front lines, the goal is always the health and welfare of the population. But not everyone agrees that a social policy that emphasizes harm reduction is the best path to success. Veteran police officers Toby Hinton and Mark Steinkampf sit down with Police Union President Tom Stamatakis to discuss how to improve a situation that has gone from bad to worse.
In 1988, the needle exchange program came in, and 127,000 needles handed out in 1988. Now we're up to 3.5 million needles in a year, and we hit a peak of the highest HIV rate in the developed world, and yet we're dealing with the worst open public drug market in North America in this area here, and everything that I see indicates to me that that's a failed social experiment.
To me, this community has deteriorated even more since 2003, and I don't know where people get the information that that hasn't happened.
We all are quite compassionate about assisting people, and putting that money towards treatment and prevention would be a more prudent way to go.
Shane Aitken has been a member of the Vancouver Police Department for 8 years now, but today he has more than work on his mind.
Holy crap! You're pregnant! Oh my God. I thought you were just getting fat. Let's move you out. Bye, little baby.
Before joining the police force, Shane served as a combat engineer with the British Army, specializing in explosives and mine warfare.
I fought in the first Gulf War, and then I got seriously injured and I was hospitalized for several months, and then I got discharged, unfortunately. And then my wife talked me into going into policing. She could detect that in my personality, that is where I was better suited as a person and as a career.
As a senior member of the Beat Enforcement Team, Shane often leads the squad when Sergeant Steinkampf is not available. Today, he'll be running a special project.
So the long and the short of it is we're on a drug project for tonight.
In the downtown east side, homelessness has become a major problem. And in response to this crisis, protesters have set up camp in the neighborhood's Oppenheimer Park. The police have reason to believe that a local drug gang has immersed themselves among the crowds.
The squat going on in Oppenheimer Park has come to a head, and I guess on the west side of the squat, closest to Dunlevy, there's a lot of entrenched drug dealers. They've insinuated themselves into the squad. And so all of our brains need to be together on this one. We're a team, and we all need to come up with some good ideas, and we all need to recce the area. That's what we were doing for the shift.
The police have to contend with more than just the illegal drug trade. Prostitution is an ongoing concern. And after 35 years on the force, Inspector John McKay knows all too well the complicated nature of this problem.
The women down here are drug addicted. Some have HIV/AIDS. Some are just mentally ill. Some are mentally ill and drug addicted. But these women are involved in what's called survival sex. They're in the sex trade to feed themselves and house themselves and whoever else they support. My philosophy with it is, we should treat them with respect so that, they get a sense that the cops will actually do something for them if they get beat up and robbed. Yeah, nice
Inspector McKay volunteers with an organization that helps prostitutes get off the streets and into job retraining programs. One of the women he's been working with has suddenly dropped out.
She went in, she had to do a resume, and
She got mad then?
she got really upset and she stormed out.
What's she gonna say? A sex trade worker between 1980 and 19... No.
And what they do is they look at people's skills. She actually has skills and she has things that she's done.
I want to give this a good shot again. I just don't want to let it go,
Okay, yeah.
What I want to do is I want to put some pressure on her to get into this training program, and she's got a million reasons why, she can't do it. I want to see one reason why she can,
Back in the downtown east side, demonstrators take to the streets after the federal government announced their decision to shut down the country's only legal supervised injection site.
Let's go, you guys, engage. Walk forward, walk back. Come on, you guys.
The protest is also being played out in the courts, where the government's decision is being challenged.
The fight to keep the doors open at Canada's only safe injection site heads to BC Supreme Court in Vancouver today. The Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users and the Portland Hotel Society says the 10-day trial will challenge the Federal Minister of Health's ability to close the facility.
And while the two sides wait for the court to make a ruling, the police still have to contend with life on the street.
Did I do something wrong, sir?
Well, being in possession of a narcotic is an illegal act.
I just have a pipe, sir.
Well, it's still a possession, and I can see that it's actually being smoked. So there is a crack residue in there. What's your name?
Darcy Tremaine.
Hey, stop crying. Hey,
relax,
stop
dude.
crying, man.
Relax.
It's gonna work out. We'll figure it out. Stop.
I'm not really a bad person.
Just because you're an addict doesn't mean you're bad. If you cleaned up, you'd probably be a very good person and get on with your life. I bet you if you walked yourself to St. Paul's Hospital and you said, I want to get clean right now, I bet you they'd have a social worker with you, give you some strategies to deal with this you may not have thought about.
As the court hears arguments on whether or not to allow the safe injection site to remain open, journalists from across the country descend on the downtown east side.
Everybody knows somebody who's got a substance abuse issue, whether that's pills, whether that's booze, whether that's crack. So
most of my somebodies are middle-class people who go to nice rehab places in the country.
Absolutely.
And,
what's the old adage? The poor get harm reduction, the rich get rehab?
Yeah.
Like in the last successive years, they've given out more than 3 million needles each year. And so we see evidence of that around schools, in laneways, on the streets, just scattered around.
So how can they defend handing out, 3 million needles a year?
I don't know. It's third world rates of HIV down here.
Yeah.
You got saturation of hepatitis. So here's just a dump rig here with a little bit of blood left in it.
Oh, geez.
And more scatterings here. If you're on a diet, you're trying to lose weight, are you gonna go sit in a food court somewhere, or are you gonna go sit in front of a donut shop?
Yeah.
No, the addiction is just so strong that without like a lot of help, people are not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
One little piece of the pie isn't gonna fix this whole thing. You need meaningful housing, you need meaningful programs, and a lot of political will.
Not far away, Inspector John McKay searches for the sex trade worker he's been trying to get off the streets and into a work retraining program.
The extent to which you can help somebody really relies upon the extent to which they'll let you help them. Kelly's been down here probably from the time she was a teenager. That's very difficult to overcome, a lifestyle, you know? A lot of the women are very transient. Kelly wasn't. She's pretty stable that way, you know, but so it's odd that we would find her missing. So I was hoping we'd bump into her tonight. Let's see if we can spot her around here somewhere. Sometimes she's around here. She's about 6 feet tall. She's usually down here. Been down here for years. Have you seen her around today? All right, good. Thanks, Steve. Sometimes she's up here on Glen here. Okay, she's not here.
The drug gang working out of Oppenheimer Park continues their operations unimpeded, using the housing protest tent city as cover. Meanwhile, at Beat Enforcement Team headquarters, Constable Shane Aitken assembles his squad to go through a plan to deal with this problem.
Yeah, I gotta get myself some bruises and a black eye. And the short hair, I went for the torture look.
Constables Christy Fisher and Tara Monroe will take the lead on the ground, dressed to look the part.
We're gonna call the project Flashpoint just because I guarantee you it's gonna cause a flash. People who aren't even involved in the squat dealing along here, but they're using the squat as cover. If one of the targets starts to move out of the area and we think that we can take them low key without setting off the rest of the park, then that's what we'll do.
I would prefer to have you guys so that you can see me, or if for some reason danger signal goes, that you guys are there.
If anything goes wrong, you guys gotta get in there fast. We know like it only takes 5 seconds to cause a lot of damage.
The Beat Enforcement Team's undercover officers move into position in Oppenheimer Park.
Pretty nice gang you guys got going.
Constable Shane Aitken commands the operation from across the street.
What I'd like to try is, Christy, you saw the cluster of about 3 tents set up, break? There's about 3 girls living in the tent, and they've been smoking drugs the whole time. My thoughts are maybe you guys go in and try and do a buy from them. Good disguise there, Stu. I like the cart. Okay, girls are at the tent. Conversation. Looks like they got blown off.
The undercover officers look for a new position.
Somebody's approached them as they were leaving the park. Chrissy's got money out. He's checking them out, doesn't like them. He wanted to see their hands. He's walked away. Yeah, they almost had a deal. And the girls are going static in the corner of the park again. It looks like they're gonna fake a smoke. Stu, you're gonna have to go with observations. I can't quite see who they're talking to behind the tree there. He's really bitching them out over something. Okay, Stu has moved into just to stand a little closer, but the guy's away.
Concerned for his officer's safety, Shane shuts down the operation.
The short male with the long ponytail, he'll be arrestable for possession and uttering threats.
With the daytime arrest made, word will spread quickly that undercover officers are watching and could be in the park at any time.
For 1 hour notice, I think we did a good job, by the way, coming up with ops plan, recce's, OPs. You guys were really trying to blend in and be normal and see if something would happen. And sure enough, as you're leaving, that native guy came up to you.
Well, you started getting aggressive. Oh yeah, you're cops. I'm gonna prove it to you that you're cops. I'm gonna kick you in the face right now.
You guys fended him off good. A couple of feisty Wolverines. So I think everyone did a really good job. Okay.
Shane's shift may have come to an end, but his day has not.
I had been exposed to in the past during my military time in the desert. I'd been exposed to a lot of toxins, There were a lot of my comrades had children that were born with deformities. So the most prudent course for us was to have an amnio done just to make sure everything developing with the fetus was going well. I hear the needle's like 2 feet long.
Oh, Shane, just whatever.
I'd like to think that I'm a strong person that could deal with a child that has physical or mental handicap, but I'm not. You know, at heart, I'm kind of a selfish guy.
So will you be 41 when you have the baby?
Yes.
You don't look 41 at all. Does she?
No. I've always said...
Yeah. You're supposed to agree quickly with that.
And you're having this done because of your age, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So a few things that you should know. There is a risk of loss when you have amniocentesis.
So baby is measuring the size we're expecting.
A
This
fibroid.
is actually a muscle outgrowth of the uterine wall. It is distorting the shape of the uterus a little bit.
But it shouldn't adversely affect the pregnancy.
It's not going to grow as quickly as Junior is, so
Okay.
over time that shouldn't be a problem.
Thank you. Thanks.
It's a profile shot.
Back in the downtown east side, all sides prepare for the court's decision on the fate of the supervised injection site.
A major victory for supporters of Vancouver's safe injection site. The BC Supreme Court has ruled it would be unconstitutional for the federal government to shut it down. So yesterday, the court granted Insight, located in Vancouver's downtown east side, an exemption from federal drug laws until June 30th of next year. The drug addicts deserve health care treatment like anyone else, and Insight is part of their health care.
While supporters of the supervised injection site celebrate the court ruling, Inspector John McKay and Sergeant Mark Steinkampf have a different take.
I honestly think that if the judge and what was at the Supreme Court had all the facts, he wouldn't have made that decision. He should have come down here.
Come down here and experience this his own self.
You know what, John? I got 2 boys, eh? Freaking dread to ever thought to do it, even think about getting involved in this.
Yeah, was my biggest fear before when my kids were teenagers.
Later that day, Inspector John McKay resumes his search for Kelly, the sex trade worker he's trying to help.
Yeah, turn right on. I think if we got a chance to save anybody from living and dying down here, it'll be her, because she's not addicted, and she sounds like she really wants to get out of here. And make a left here. See if she's still there. She may be gone by now. She may have got. There she is. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I got a gift for you. If you take this construction job,
Right.
They train you, they pay you, right?
Right.
They'll figure it out so that it's
Oh,
something
okay.
that you can do. They're gonna make you lift really heavy things
Yeah,
like security.
but will I get grants to pay for my rent, to pay for my food?
Well, in construction, you're gonna get paid.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta have that time.
No, the training will get paid. You'll be paid for the training. Well, they get it. They get it that you need you need money to take training. Otherwise, you're going to be here. That's no good.
I didn't realize we were going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're willing to provide the training for you.
Oh, cool.
So I'll talk to Judy on Monday or so. I'll give her a call anyway.
So I'm good to go.
And I'll tell her you're good to go, so we'll get that going. But you know what? You're out of here.
Exactly. As you know, the streets have not been for me. It's
Oh,
you.
No. How long have you been out here now?
25 years.
When did you start?
21. I'm
You're
45.
21, eh? Wow. We'll get you out of here.
I hope so.
We'll get you out of here, pal. Okay.
Okay.
You stay safe.
I
now.
will.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
It's absolutely amazing that she survived this long down here without being an addict or without getting murdered. It's absolutely amazing.
On the heels of the court's decision to allow the supervised injection site to remain open, the federal government decides to appeal the ruling.
I think that, like everybody else, people have been sold a bill of goods on this stuff, and they've been flummoxed, and they're missing the point of what this is all about. I think the Federal Minister of Health has to appeal this decision. Otherwise, what we're going to have is we're going to have a supervised injection site in every city, and we're going to have increased levels of addiction, and with that, increased levels of crime. It doesn't do anything to get people out.
Okay. 20. We still await the scientific proof of harm reduction success. It's very difficult to get a contrarian opinion published. If you're not on the side of supervised injection, you get marginalized. I think the drug policies here have contributed to this mess, and yet it's taken a reporter from Ottawa to start taking a critical look at this stuff because it isn't being done locally.
As summer slowly comes to an end, Constable Shane Aitken and his wife prepare for a new addition to their family.
I don't look at it romantically. There's a job to be done, which is getting your house in order, getting everything ready, and then you just go in and everything goes by the book, and you go through the stages of labor and then hard pushing, and boom, there it is. No point in getting stressed out about it.
Just punchy right now. Seriously.
You're hungry, you eat. You're pregnant, you have a kid.
Whatever.
Head is here already.
Is that the head?
Yeah. One more time.
Focus
Any more
on strong here.
Yeah.
Hold it in, hold it in. Hold the body up. She's out, baby's out. There you go, sweetie pie. There you go. It's got through everything?
Yeah, well, it's looking.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
She's healthy. 5 pounds, 9 ounces, super healthy, and blood sugar levels perfect. Everything's perfect. And she's happy to be out.
There's been large drug seizures out of this hotel.
Stu, pistol, Pax, taser.
Police, don't move!
Police, we're coming in!
We have been following the victimization of the elderly people down here.
I would like to do a decoy and grab these guys, boy.
Yeah, that's good, Tim.
It looks like maybe trying to reach into UC's pocket.
It could get really ugly really quickly if it isn't handled right.
This doesn't get any more dangerous than this.